Hi everyone, welcome to estudy.in. So in this video we'll be covering the topic dictionaries. Now dictionaries is one of mapping data types in Python. Now what is the difference between sequence data types and mapping data types? Now some of the sequence data types are lists, tuples, range. These are some of the sequence data types. So what are sequence data types? Basically the sequence data types are indexed by numbers. So if you remember when we did lists, so if the indexing was usually done by the numbers. The first index was 0, then 1, then 2 and so on. Okay. So mapping data types are slightly different. Dictionary is one of the mapping data types. Here we have a key value pair. That means instead of having the indexes as 0, 1, 2, the keys would be used as an index here. Okay. So let's understand. Dictionary is a list of key value pairs written within curly braces. So these are the curly braces, and here we'll be writing key value pairs. Okay, so there is something called key and followed by a colon and then a value. Okay, and the indexing is done on the basis of keys. Okay, we do not have a number based index system here. So unlike sequence data types which are indexed by numbers, the dictionaries are indexed by keys. Okay, and keys can be any immutable data types, that means such as strings, numbers or tuples. So the key has to be immutable and keys should be unique. Okay, so we cannot have duplicate keys in dictionaries. And next thing, if you want to create an empty dictionary, as I told you in the previous video, you just have in the sets when we did, so when you write just empty curly braces, these, it would create an empty dictionary. Okay, and we can also create dictionary by using this dict constructor, this dict followed by round parenthesis. So this when you create a dictionary, so this is a constructor of the dictionary class, so we can create dictionary by using the constructor also. So now we'll see, we'll understand these through some examples. So here we have these examples. So let me first explain and then I will show you practically. So here we have A is equal to, you can give any name here, and the first example here I'm creating a dictionary using the dict constructor. Okay, so you will write dict followed by round parenthesis, and within this constructor we are going to give keyword arguments. So this we will discuss in the functions, but as of now you just need to understand that when you're using the dict constructor, what you can do is you can write the values, the key and the values like this with an equal to sign in between. So let's suppose the first key value pair is here. Just remember that we are not going to put a colon sign here because we are using the constructor, so it will automatically do for us. So we just need to put write red is equal to R, green is equal to G and blue is equal to B. So here if you remember, if you just notice that red is going to the key and this is the value. Similarly green is going to the key and G is the value. Similarly blue is the key and B is the value. Now the same thing can also be done using this notation. So here we have a dictionary, we are creating it without using the constructor. So when you're doing that, you have to put a key value pair in the curly braces. So here we have to put the key value pair. So this is the key, this is the value separated by a colon. Now here I'm putting single quotes because these are strings. Had you been using numbers, in that case you would not be putting the quotes around here. So if red is red colon 1, in that case you need not put single quotes. Okay, I will show you an example. Now the third is slightly different. Here again we are creating a dictionary, but we are using zip function for this. Now zip function, let me explain what zip function does is, in the zip function we are passing two lists. One is this and one is this. Okay, so see, we are passing two lists here, this and this. So what the zip function does is it basically picks up the first value from the first list and the first value from the second list and it pairs them. So now this becomes the key and this becomes the value. Okay, now red is the key, it will pick up the first value from both the lists and pair them. Similarly second value from both the lists and pair them. So and the third value from both the lists and pair them. So now we have a key value pair. So we are going to get the same list as this. Now a same dictionary as this. Okay, now in the fourth example what we have done is we have a list here. We are using the constructor dict to create a dictionary and we have a list here. Okay, list of values. So we are just grouping the values like this. So this square bracket here tells you that this is a list, and then here key value and key value. Now just see the order in these 4 examples. Here we have red, green, blue. Here again we have red, green, blue. Here again, we have kept the same order here. Okay, so we'll discuss about ordering a little later. Now we will try to do this practically, and let's see. So let's start with the first example. So here we will do it. Okay, so we are going to create a dictionary here. So we are using the constructor, and here we can write red is equal to R, comma, green is equal to G, comma, blue is equal to B. Okay, and we have created a dictionary. So when you print it, so you get it in the form of dictionary. So it has automatically created a key value pair. This is the key, this is value, key, and value. Okay. Now if you had to create another dictionary using the other notation, so we'll write curly braces. Here we'll put red and colon and then the value. Value or keys can be either in single quotes or in double quotes. It's up to you. Then second, green, and then again double quotes. I'm using double quotes. You can use single quotes if you want to use single quotes. It's up to you. Okay, and we will write this. So I have created another dictionary here. So if you print it, so see, this is. Now let us use the zip function to create the third dictionary. So you see, this is the notation we'll use, and we'll use within the dictionary, we will use the zip function to combine these two lists. Okay, so let's start. Here we will write C is equal to, and using the constructor, and within this we will use the zip function, and within the zip function we'll pass a list. So let us say the first list is a list of keys, red, green and blue. Okay, and the second list is the values. So again R, comma, G, comma, B. Okay, and then we'll close the zip function, and then we'll close the dict. Okay, so now when you say C, so this is we have created a third dictionary, which is C. Okay, see, again it has paired red with R, green with G and blue with B. Okay, so now the fourth notation here. In the fourth notation we have D is equal to, again we have a list with key value pairs. Okay, so let's try this. So in the fourth example, what we'll do is D is equal to, again, and here we are going to pass a key value pair. So we'll write red, comma, R, comma, we have to close this parenthesis here, red, and then green, comma, G, comma, blue, comma, B. Has to be in quotes, single or double, and after this we'll close the square bracket and then we'll close. So when you say D again, so these are the 4 different notations of creating the dictionary. Whichever notation you are comfortable with, you can use that. If you find that the second one, seems to be the easiest, you can use this. Or the first notation, in which you just have to put equal to sign using this dict function constructor, you can use that notation also, or a zip function. Okay, so that is up to you. These are 4 different forms of creating a dictionary. Now moving on, the next is this we have seen. Now let us try out some operations on the lists. Now the first thing is on the dictionaries. Now the first thing is the list function, which can be used on the dictionary to list, give a list of all the keys. Let's see. So we have a dictionary here, and if I say list A, okay, so it will give me a list of all the keys, okay, in the order in which they were inserted. So this is a list of all the keys, right? So the list function can be used to do that. Now if you use the length function, the length function will give you the number of items in the list. So we have 3 key value pairs. So it is going to count the pairs. 1, this is the second pair, this is the third pair. So it returns 3. Okay. Now the next function which we can use is, we can use the this dictionary, and we can pass the key, and it will return the item which is associated with the matching key. So that means if I write A square bracket, and if we write green, so it is going to return G. So here in the square brackets you have to pass the key. Okay, let us pass a key which is non-existent. Okay, so this key is not there, so it is going to raise an exception here. right? So if the key is present, it will return the value corresponding to that key. If the key is not present, it is going to raise an exception. Okay. Now the next is if you're looking for an element in the key, so what you can use the in clause. So let us say green in and give the name of the list A. So it is true because green, this key, you have to give the key here. It was present in this list. So if I give a key which is not present in A, so it is going to return false. But on the other side, if I use it in a different form, pink not in A, so now it will return true because pink is not in A. So whichever way you want, you can use it. Okay. Now the next is we can use this items function. Okay, so items will give you a list of all the key value pairs. Okay, and you have to use this items function along with the list functions. You can use it individually also. I'll show you both the ways. So if you say a dot items, so it will not item, it is items, so it will return you something like this. Okay, so instead of this, if we write list and then we write a dot items, it is going to return us a list of all the items. Okay, see, a list of all the items. So you see the square brackets, so it tells us that it is a list, so a list of all the items has been returned. Okay. Okay, so now using this items function with the list, so we will write it like this: list a dot items, and okay, so it gives us the list of all the items. Okay, now moving on, let us try out another function which is keys. Okay, so we see this keys function here. Now again, we'll use it in the same notation along with the list function, and it will return us a list of all the keys. So when I say here list and the name of the list, name of the dictionary a dot keys, and so it is going to return a list of all the keys. Now another thing which we want to learn here is the values function. So when you say values function, so let's try this out. Let's say we have a dot values. Okay, so it returns only the values. So here we understand that items returns both the keys and the value as a pair. The keys return only a list of keys, and values will return only a list of values. Okay, now here we have seen this. Now what is the values function? It returns a list of all the values. We cannot compare between dictionaries using values. It will always return false even when compared to itself. Okay, so let us see this how it makes sense. So here we have the values. So if I say list a dot values, okay, so this function, okay, so list a dot values, okay, so it is going to return a list of all the values. So when I say a dot values is equal to a dot values, so if you see, I'm comparing the values of a list of values along with itself, so it is still returning false. So that means we cannot compare dictionaries with the values function. So I'll show you how we can compare the dictionaries. So in order to compare the dictionaries, what we need to have is, let's suppose we have two dictionaries and we want to compare whether they're equal or not. So we will not use the values, we'll use a simple notation like this: a is equal to c. So here you just need to remember that two dictionaries will be equal if they have the same key value pairs, and the order will not make any difference. That means even if the order is different, but the key value, all the key value pairs are there in both the dictionaries, it is going to return true. So if you see this example here, in this example, in the first dictionary we have red, green, blue. This is the order. So, and in the second dictionary again, okay, we have the same order, but we'll change it, and we'll see whether they are same or not. Okay, so we have two dictionaries here. A, this is the order of A, red, green and blue, and this is the order in which the elements are there: B, green, red and blue. So the order is different. So let's compare and see what it returns. A is equal to B. So see, it returns true. So as long as the key value pairs are same, all the key value pairs are there in both the dictionaries, it will return true. Okay, now we will learn how to remove an element from a dictionary. Okay, so let's say B, and here, sorry, before B we'll write del and B, and let us remove the last element, or let's remove red. So we just need to give the key here. So now this red is removed from the second dictionary B. So if you print B, see, red is gone. Now let me add red again now. So we will write the name of the dictionary, square brackets, and the key which you want to add, red, and with a new value if you want to give, let's say RE, you want to give it in capital. Okay, so now if you print B, you see we've got this new dictionary, but the new element red is now added at the end. Okay, so it will not be inserted, it will be added at the end of the dictionary, right? And if you want to sort this dictionary, what you can do is sorted function is there, and we can use it. And okay, before I do, I just want to print B. So this is B, green, blue, and red. So this is the order right now. So when I say make a call to the sorted function and we pass the dictionary here, that is B, so it will sort the keys. Okay, so you see here we are getting a list of keys in sorted order. So first we are getting blue, then green, and then red. Okay, so this is it. So these are some of the operations on dictionaries which we have already tried, and I've tried to cover most of the functions which can be used on dictionaries, but there's still some more functions. But as long as you've comfortable with these, you're good to go. And maybe when we cover functions and some more advanced topics, we will take up some more operations on dictionaries. And so thanks for watching estudy.in, and please don't forget to subscribe to the channel estudy.in, and don't forget to click on the like button. Thanks for watching.